I'm super excited to be here, and I can already see that you're spreading the word about metaverse across the world, and you're helping a lot of companies by providing them a lot of insights around this.
Yeah, we are really happy that many brands they are joined to this movement. We try to democratize technology, and actually there are a lot of opportunities. So the idea here is try to share with others and with small companies as well, middle companies, some trends, and tell us a little bit about your background. You are a consultant, but as well you are in big brands of technology. Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah. So I started as a hardcore hardware engineering. Then I switched gear to software. So my career life, I would say that always I began as hands-on programming, and then slowly shifted towards creative technologies. So 12 years back, I got this interest towards visual technologies. So that's when I started with augmented reality. And through the course, I worked on AR, VR across all the game engines and across DCC tools like Maya, Max, and all of that. So my entire career, I've been working on building applications which involves AR, VR, and also e-commerce platforms for enterprises. And I've
Yeah.
got experience working across various practices, including military, retail, FMCG, and finance, and all of that. So right now, I'm with NVIDIA, and prior to this, I was with Boston Consulting Group, where again I was a practice lead for extended reality and 3D.
Yeah.
And at NVIDIA, I'm driving the Omniverse side of solution architecture,
Mhm.
and I'm super thrilled to be here. That NVIDIA is already making a massive shift in the world of metaverse.
Yeah. Actually, the omniverse that is the other part of the metaverse is pretty intensive, pretty interesting. How they mix the real right with the digital in order to increase productivity, performance, everything. Right? Tell us a little bit about omniverse. Which is the difference between metaverse?
Yeah. So, metaverse, you already know that it is the natural extension of our two-dimensional internet to 3D. So, NVIDIA's Omniverse is a bunch of tools, which is again provided as a platform, which empowers designers, world creators, and developers to go and build their own metaverses. So, we are giving them powerful tools in their hand so they can work seamlessly remotely. They can collaborate together, and they can use all the powerful offerings from NVIDIA, including physics and physically accurate real world simulations. And all of that, with all these factors and a few other tools, they can simply go and build metaverse seamlessly.
Yeah, of course. And could you share some cases that you noticed, for example, that are interesting for middle-sized companies? Because this
Yes.
is, in this case, we can improve our productivity, reduce cost, increase sales. So there are a lot of opportunities. Could you share some cases?
Absolutely. So, out of the box, NVIDIA is addressing a major issue which is there in the industry. So, when you look at the VFX industry or 3D real-time 3D industry, the biggest gap is the current pipeline itself. So, people start with modeling, then that comes texturing, animating, then lighting, rendering, and then passing it on to game engine. It's a kind of a very linear process,
Mhm.
right? So this is very time intensive and labor intensive. It requires a lot of hours of efforts in order to make the outcome look really beautiful. And then one day we get reviews from our clients where we are asked to go back and start working on it with the feedbacks. So it is basically a lot of a linear process which it follows. So that's when Pixar decided to completely change the entire way of working. So they
Yeah.
introduced a format called USD, Universal Scene Description, and they also made it open source. So NVIDIA's Omniverse is built on the core foundation of USD as a file format.
Mhm.
Plus, while you're working in 3D or immersive technologies, when you work on every tool, there is an output which is their own format of file. Then you'll have to export it into another tool in order for you to continue the work on the project. So end of the day, you will have like some 100 versions of different tools, plus you will have like some 1,000 versions of different outputs sitting with you, where there is no single source of truth for you to work upon. So in order to remove all these gaps, USD was launched, and Omniverse is purely built on the core throttle of what USD is offering. So when a designer is working on a modeling, in parallel, you can have a game developer work using these models in this game engine. So Omniverse acts like this super cool collaboration engine, which completely disrupts and makes the linear flow into a more agile flow. So this is something which comes out of the box. So when we talk about NVIDIA Omniverse, this you can simply start using on your current pipeline itself, and you'll see a huge shift. And you will see a great increase in productivity, and you will also save a lot of time and energy where you will otherwise be wasting.
Yes.
So this is something which you can get started immediately.
Yeah.
And for you to work, there are some connectors, which means if you are working on Maya, 3ds Max, you can simply download the connector from Omniverse Store so that you can connect your DCC tool to Omniverse. So which means you don't have to learn a lot about Omniverse. You can continue working on your own DCC tools or game engines, but still you can connect with NVIDIA or Omniverse, and you can start collaborating seamlessly. So this, I would suggest, is something you can get started, anybody, small studios, medium to large.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because we can democratize in this way for many companies, right? Because they just need to connect, use, interact, right? So I love that things that you are doing. And in another hand, we are running a study about trends for the next year. What do you think are the next trends that we will see in these matters, Web 3.0 and Metaverse? What do you think that the companies they start to do the next year?
Yeah. So there's going to be a huge demand in creating the 3D worlds. So where we are right now, we are in the very nascent stage of Metaverse. What we are foreseeing in the next 10 years, the demand that it is going to, that has to be satisfied, we require at least 100 times the GPUs and CPUs that we have right now in our world.
Okay.
And in order to build so many virtual worlds where the demand is going to be really high, we will be running out of resources and we'll be running out of time to go and build it. So which means we have to start empowering our process with artificial intelligence. So instead of us sitting and going and modeling every piece of asset and every piece of a world, we should rather give the power to an artificial intelligence program, and we should train the program to go and build the worlds for us, where we can sit back and watch what they are doing, right? So we should not be wasting most of our time in going and doing everything manually. So that's again a place where NVIDIA Omniverse is coming in with a full throttle. So, and it's also committed to go and disrupt the entire offerings and the pipeline, where you can use AI into doing a lot of your repetitive works.
Yeah.
So that way, only then we can cater to the huge demand which we'll be getting in probably 10 years from now.